Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, MIL threatened to kill my newborn rather than be separated from her. You must uphold all your life every time I need you, my mom's story. Mother-in-law not happy about no one making it to a last-minute lunch. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. MIL threatened to kill my newborn rather than be separated from her. Background: my daughter is 16 days old now. MIL had lived with us prior for a couple years. DH kicked her out a few weeks ago when I moved out. MIL has stayed with me for a week to help with the new baby and was supposed to leave today. She is usually a good MIL but has been very hostile to me since we asked her to leave. She doesn't want to live alone and keeps going on and on about keeping her granddaughter away from her. MIL is completely obsessed with her and my son may as well not exist anymore. It's ridiculous and it even pisses off my DH. Also, the plan is to leave my DH in 6 weeks. We are going to move out when he is away for business and then I will file for divorce. Neither know I am leaving. Last night, I was sorting out paperwork for my newborn. I'm having her birth registered in my country of origin so she has dual citizenship. MIL questioned me about it, and I told her dual citizenship was useful for traveling, etc. My son has dual citizenship also and has visited 13 countries already. She never said anything about my son traveling or his citizenship but is now completely against my daughter being a dual citizen or traveling because things can happen and she already has the citizenship everyone wants, American. She then asked what if I wanted to move back. I blew her off and told her that DH and I go where the money is. We are both engineers. Then she whined about us having moved twice and if we moved again, so far away it would kill her. I told her to stop being dramatic and she said again that the pain of being kept from her baby would kill her. She threatens suicide every time DH stands up to her, every time we talk about her moving out or leaving our house, every time we say no. I'm over it. I tried to keep it light and joke that she better pray that Trump doesn't become president. She flipped out and told me that I can't steal her baby from her, that she has rights, not in my state. Actually, that my daughter needs her grandma, etc. I tried to shut her down, but she left the room and grabbed my baby, waking her from her nap. My daughter cried and MIL started talking to my daughter about how mommy wants to keep them apart, how she wouldn't let that happen, they would always be together, etc. I tried to take my daughter but MIL wouldn't give her back. I snapped and said she was my daughter, not hers. Give her back now. She said my daughter is part of her, and I'm trying to deny her bond, but God knew, and God would have them together in heaven. I believe her. I believe that she would kill my daughter rather than be separated from her. I called the police, then my husband. Her shit stopped right away, but I pushed the police take her to the mental hospital because she had threatened suicide and then to hurt my kid. Husband talked them out of it and drove her 4 hours to his brother's house last night. My kids will never be left alone with her again. He agrees she's mental, that kicking her out was too much for her, she may be having a nervous breakdown, but thinks a restraining order is overkill. The restraining order is happening. Her outburst was really scary. I already called my lawyer and am waiting to see him. We are going to talk about a plan to leave right away. I have friends I can stay with until I get a place. I have no idea how this happened. I'm a smart person yet I've surrounded myself with psychos. I have no idea how my life has spiraled so out of control so quickly. Good for you for calling the police and standing to get you 100% did the right thing. If you see her again, call 911 immediately. Do not wait for her to threaten or act in any way. She's already made threats and she may follow through on them. If MIL isn't there anymore, is your relationship with DH reparable? This is horrible to go through, even worse if you're also going to divorce your partner. No, it's not. I have more problems with my DH now than my MIL. He is emotionally abusive too. He would never do what it takes to keep MIL away from our kids either. Yeah, I can see why you're leaving. She threatens to kill herself and then insinuates that she's willing to kill your newborn, and when you take appropriate action, your husband downplays it and enables her. Look, don't be so hard on yourself. Sometimes you go for a swim in the ocean and don't realize that you're surrounded by sharks until the fins start circling. Love can be both a great and terrible thing because while it allows you to accept people's faults, it also blinds you to potential red flags. What is important is that you have realized that you're in a toxic situation and you're taking steps to remove yourself from it. Talk to a lawyer. Get any correspondence sent to a P.O. box. Make sure that every move you make is lawful. No matter how nasty it could get, keep your head high, be dignified, and take the high road. And definitely get a restraining order on your MIL and request during your custody hearing that she not be allowed contact with your children. The restraining order will definitely come in handy. Good luck, sweetie. You got this. I'm so sorry. This could happen to anyone. The important thing is you are taking steps for protection now and moving on. Be safe. You must uphold all your life every time I need you. My mom's story. I, 25F, am an eldest daughter of heavy Catholic Latin parents. I was raised to respect, obey, and serve my parents for the privilege of being born, being fed, and being cared for. All of these things could be revoked at any time if my behavior was not up to their standings. Growing up, I was my brother's parent since he was born. I was 7 at the time. I developed anxiety early on, as any minor inconvenience was my fault. The milk spilled, the traffic was bad, the house was a mess. Whatever it was, even a bad day at her job, would make my mom explode on me. It would go from guilt-tripping and silence treatments to straight-up ignoring me. You hungry? Make yourself food. You have to go to the doctor? Take the bus and pay for it yourself. All that while expecting me to keep the house clean, my grades up, my brother well fed and bathed, his homework taken care of. It all came to a breaking point this week. My mom has a small grocery store, and because of some legal problems she can't have any money or business in her name. So after a lot of guilt tripping she convinced me to put it on mine. I would work there on the weekends and she would let me shop for free. But it also meant that any money she needed had to go trough me. Yesterday, she needed a transfer to pay for some fees. I usually have my phone near me and do everything pretty quickly, but I am a full-time teacher and was working yesterday when she texted. I was away from my phone for 20 minutes while I was teaching. Her first text was at about 4 p.m. Less than 5 minutes later, I got a call and a message. 10 minutes later, another 2 calls and an audio message, saying this situation was unbearable. I was a horrible daughter who would never help. I was mess and a disgrace, for I would never be there when she needed me, and I could undo all that was on my name for she would find someone who would actually help. She also said some slurs and yelled a lot on the audio message. When I finally got my phone and saw this, I started crying. There were no students on my class, but the other teachers caught me having a panic attack on the teacher room. They helped me calm down and I went back to class, all while she was sending me multiple posts on Instagram about letting go of toxic people and how some people only bring you down. So I left work and went to see her. She barely looked at me, didn't even talk to me. I took the credit cards on my name, transferred her money out of my account and closed the device on my name at the store. I also closed the bank account she used and made sure nothing was on my name legally before leaving. I am sad, angry, and hurt. This was long coming and it was not the first time a situation like this happens, but it's my last straw. I just know that she has no one else to help her, and in about 2 weeks when she needs me again, I will get dramatic calls asking why I don't visit anymore, and if I can help her in just a tiny thing. She will come back all loving and caring like this all never happened, and I am scared that I will be too weak to say no. She will come back all loving and caring like this all never happened, and I am scared that I will be too weak to say no. Can you ask a friend or fellow teacher who helped you with the panic attack to help you? Let them hold your phone for a month or two and get a pay-as-you-go phone for yourself so you can maintain contact as needed with everyone else. If there's an emergency, they can forward the message, but you won't have to deal with the harassment. Think of it this way: your mother created any situation where she cannot have the business under her name. She chose to take whatever actions created this problem, and any resulting consequences are of her own making. She chose to throw away your help by continually abusing you for years. You did not cause her these problems. What would happen to your job and teaching license if you continue to let her act under your name? Would you be liable for everything she did because she did it with your help? She was obligated to provide those few scraps she gave you as a child while she neglected and abused you. Your obligation is not to her, but to yourself and your future. Block her for a few months. You are doing the right thing to stop being involved with her issues. I'm so sorry your mother is like this. She sounds abusive and toxic. Distance yourself. If she's only kind to you when she needs something, that just makes her a user and a manipulator. You are not at all responsible for fixing her life for her. Something she's tried to make you do before your age was even in the double digits. She is supposed to be your parent, but she has made you hers. She is an adult, and if she can't manage her life, it's not your responsibility to do it for her at your expense. Block her. You know, Mom. The store is in my name. I guess that means I can sell it and have one less headache. Might as well, since I'm being accused of being a horrible daughter anyway. Now, Mom, would you like to change your tone? Mother-in-law not happy about no one making it to a last-minute lunch. So today is the day before my FAL/S father-in-law 90th birthday. We are planning a huge party with 12 tables, Chinese banquet style, for tomorrow night. So today my wife and I picked up his dry cleaning to bring it over in the morning so he would have neat and clean suit for the party. My entitled MIL mother-in-law mentioned that their clothes dryer was acting up and was not heating up. So I figured I will be the nice guy and stop by with my wife to take a look at it. Now my wife had lunch plans with her old grade school classmate that she has not seen in 15 years or so, and I had a bunch of plumbing jobs around the house that I was planning on doing. My oldest son, who is finishing up his college graduation project, has a noon meeting with his advisor, and my youngest, who is in his first year of college, has a bunch of homework he needed to take care of before Monday. Now, my wife and I get to my in-laws' house and I go down to the garage to take a look at the dryer. There is nothing wrong with the heating element and everything seems to be fine, so when I head back upstairs, I find my MIL telling my wife that we all need to go to lunch because of my FIL birthday tomorrow. No warning. Just telling us that we all need to go today. Didn't even ask if we were busy. My wife texted our kids to see if they wanted to go. My MIL was not happy that both the kids were busy and could not go. She started whining and complaining. My wife agreed to go. But I said that I have other plans and will not be going. More entitled whining. I was okay with driving them to the restaurant, but throughout the ride, she kept complaining about no one wanting to change their plans for her. And she whined about the seating arrangements for the dinner the next night. A lot of older folks get obsessed with minutiae because their world has gotten so small that things like seating arrangements are the most important and interesting thing that's happened in their life and days. I'm 70 and have advice for the people you are talking about: read a damn book. Go to the movies, take a walk, do a jigsaw puzzle, volunteer at a hospital or the library, play games on the phone, there are zillions of them. Get a job. There is no reason to be bored and boring because you're old. This is why I don't like hanging out with old people. I legit googled how to spell the word monotony, but yeah, old people don't like the monotony they have in their everyday lives. My grandpa, bless his soul, on the other hand, he would always have something to do every single day. 'Twas nice to see and work with him. This happened to my father once he retired. Became obsessed over minutiae, such as where the neighbors parked their cars, what time of day they went out shopping, etc., etc. Sad and infuriating. If you made it to the end of the video, Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.